Jenny and Justin.
Yeah, sit back, relax. Okay.
Get seconds if you want it.
First and foremost, I just want to say that it's really been a pleasure having you all. Gotten to learn so much, and really enjoyed your company for the last 24 hours that we got to spend together. I also got to learn quite a bit about Japanese. So I want to try one more word. You can tell me if I say this right. Yokoso?
Yes.
Welcome? Okay.
And Anya? Oh, all right.
But I really want to say welcome. Not just only welcome to the College at Brockport, but welcome home. This is a place that myself as an alumni got to call home. Jenny Rae as a current student has got to call home. And hopefully for some of your students, it's also a place that they can see themselves calling home. Because the College at Brockport, not only are we an institution that's really focused on students' excellence in terms of teaching, in terms of learning, but also in terms of research, we're equally as focused and dedicated to student success inside the classroom and outside the classroom to hopefully produce, like myself and Jenny Rae, hopefully the leaders of the future. A couple things that I want to touch on for you briefly. We'll talk about some of the majors that we offer at the College at Brockport. I will also discuss the different admissions criteria for all of you, and then we'll talk about the student experience in regards to the orientation that our students, that our international students get to enjoy, and some of those activities. And then after that, we'll open up for any questions that any of you may have. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right, let's get our fun started. Okay. Well, one of the things I want to talk about, before we jump into majors, I actually want to show you one thing that is very important for you to see, and that is location. One of the things that Brockport really does provide, the students that attend, is all your students have accessibility. Accessibility to a campus that is friendly, that is safe, that is a community, really a sense of community, but also accessibility to a lot of metropolitan areas. As I discussed with many of you, we're in close proximity to not only Buffalo, New York, which is about an hour from us, and also Rochester, New York, which is about 20 minutes from us, which are the second largest and third largest cities in New York State. But within a 45-minute plane ride from us is New York City. In addition to that, about an hour and a half from us would be Toronto, or 2 hours actually, would be Niagara Falls, Toronto, and other metropolitan areas that students can really enjoy while they're here at the College at Brockport. So it's kind of like they're getting the best of both worlds. They're getting that small campus setting where they can truly grow a sense of community and family. But if they really are interested in getting that urban, up-paced atmosphere, they have a lot of cities at their fingertips.
Also as well, Lenny was looking at going into pre-med or nursing program. We talked about our nursing program is phenomenal. In Rochester, we have about 3 or 4 hospitals in about 20 to 40-minute radius. So it's really close. So if you're into nursing, you can go do hands-on experience. You don't have to go far. Strong Hospital is one of the best hospitals in New York State, so that's really available. And then maybe if you're a business student, since we're so close to Buffalo and Rochester, all the corporations that we have around here, we have Paychex, we have Kodak, a lot of those big corporations maybe you could have an internship at, or you could look at future career possibilities. So it really is a prime location.
And you know what, I just want to interrupt. Our nursing program here is just so extraordinary. And I can pick out a Brockport nurse. There's just something really extraordinary about the young men and women who enter that program. And the beautiful thing about our nursing program is our students walk across the graduation stage and they walk into a job. It's just a seamless transition, and our faculty are extraordinary.
And briefly, just to kind of elaborate also on the academic accolades and awards, we've actually been noted by the Princeton Review as a premier school in this region. We have several different academic accolades and different awards for our campus infrastructure. As many of you have gotten to see during your tour today, a lot of the renovations that we have taken place in a lot of the different academic buildings. For example, our new liberal arts building that will be complete next year. We've also been noted for a lot of our green initiatives, as well as our academic programs, which we'll briefly talk about in a second, and for our career preparation and student activities that we have for our students to take advantage of that really kind of help them grow, not only on a professional level, but also on a personal level. Now, here at the College at Brockport, students from across the state, from across the nation, literally from across the world, attend our university in pursuit of their academic goals. And as a liberal arts institution, students have a lot of different opportunities that they can take advantage of. And I'll talk about some of the premier programs. A show of hands, how many of your students are interested in business-related fields?
Accounting,
Accounting.
economics,
Marketing.
Finance. Yes, lots of nodding.
It tends to be a very popular program here at the college at Brockport. As I mentioned during the tour, because of our accreditation, we are actually ranked in the top 5% of business programs in the nation. Students here at the college at Brockport have a lot of offerings where they can go into marketing. Where actually, as a marketing major, you'll take a class called marketing management where they actually work with organizations. And they'll create marketing plans for real organizations. Another opportunity for students is outside the classroom. If they're interested in studying abroad, our business department advocates for our students to study abroad where they can go to Oxford for a semester, even for a full year, to study things like economics. I also discussed that there's plenty of internship opportunities that our business students are encouraged to take advantage of on an international level, whether it be in Spain, whether it be in China, Dublin, Ireland, or even London, England. So they have a lot of opportunities as business majors. Dance program, we're number 2 in the country for modern dance. Students in our dance program also have the opportunity to choreograph their own work. They also are, because of our faculty who are recognized on a national level for their expertise, they have opportunities to enroll in summer camps and summer intensives with a lot of professional dance companies. One of my friends, she was a dance major. She actually took advantage of the opportunity to study dance abroad in London, England, and then she ended up working in New York City. So that's a wonderful program for students that are interested in dance and the arts. Education. We were actually founded as a teaching school, as you mentioned earlier, and that's actually one of our premier programs, where students not only can become certified to teach in many different subject areas, from English to history to mathematics, but they're also special ed certified, which helps make them even more marketable. And if they wanted to, they could do their student teaching in Australia as an opportunity to take advantage of. And then, just to kind of follow up what Wendy was saying about our nursing program. Our nursing program is a phenomenal program. We do have 100% job placement in our nursing program. Not to mention, the faculty are very supportive of the students. They actually hold study sessions to help those students in preparation for exams. A friend of mine, she was a nursing major, and she didn't have a car. And her professor actually let her use her car so she could go take a test in Rochester. So those are the kind of relationships that our students get to build with their faculty. And your students, they're not going to be a number here at the college at Brockport. They're going to get to build relationships with faculty that they're going to get to know them. They're going to get to know their name and how they are outside the classroom. So for many of your students who maybe are looking for research opportunities or internship opportunities, they're going to have a faculty member really mentoring them and offering them that career guidance while they're a student here. Anything you want to add to that?
As a student, I've had advisors all 4 years. My advisor for Spanish language is actually the Dean of Languages. She's written me letters of recommendation. The connections that she has are all around the country. So that's just one example of really having somebody supporting you and rooting for you. She's talked to her language students, or specifically her advisees, about internship placements, about career opportunities. We brought in speakers to talk to students. It's just those professors, they're really wonderful. They're state of the art, and they're there for their students completely.
And in terms of some of the internship opportunities students get to take advantage of, for example, we have a computer science major. He graduated my year. He actually did an internship at Google. He works there now. We also have, for students that are interested in the communications, not only can they come here for communications as their undergrad degree, but they can also continue on in our communications program as a master's level, where they can do internships at MTV, also at ESPN, where we also have alumni. For those interested in dance, they can continue on and earn their master's degree in dance, where they can actually become certified dance instructors. So there's a lot of master's programs that students also have the opportunity to take advantage of, including those that are interested in earning their MBA. They can do that in accounting here at Brockport, or they can enroll in one of our partner institutions like the University of Rochester or RIT to continue on and get their master's degree in business. Now we're going to fast forward and we're going to talk about the admissions criteria here at the college. So there's a variety of different avenues that students can enroll in the college at Brockport. So I'm going to list off the admissions criteria, starting off as a freshman. The minimum GPA that we look for to consider a student here at the college at Brockport is a 3.0 GPA, which is equivalent to about an 85%. When it comes to the test scores, when it comes to the TOEFL exam, we look for a score of either a 71, minimum of a 530 on the paper base, and then on the IELTS is a score of 6. So that's just the baseline criteria for a student. Other criteria that we consider is a personal essay, where we look for the student to tell us about their, pretty much about their character. Maybe their academic goals or things that they're looking to accomplish that, an education will kind of put them on track to achieve. And then also a letter of recommendation, hopefully coming from someone that can speak best about that student's character. Any questions on the freshman aspect? Because next we're going to talk about transferring into the college.
All good?
Staff presentation actually sent 2 songs so that we can put it in USB drive or not. This presentation.
He has this.
Do
Okay.
you want me to send it?
Song
No,
has
no.
this, right?
I sent this to some, yes.
Okay.
He has this, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Then you know
for
what, just-
SATs, we look for pretty much a 1,000 combined, reading and math.
So you don't need that for international students, right?
It depends. When it comes to international students, for some we do, but if they're transferring into the College at Brockport, as you'll see with the next slide, if they've taken at least 24 credits already, we won't need their SAT scores, which I'll show you.
He has it. He has an electronic copy of it, and he has a copy of it.
So, for
So,
students
just
that,
1 second. Okay, remember we gave you a USB drive and then print it? Okay, that presentation is already in it, just in case, okay?
now for some of your students that may decide to transfer to the College at Brockport, maybe they start off at one of our SUNY 2-year schools, the criteria is a minimum GPA of a 2.5. Now, if the student has earned 24 credits, which is typically a full year at a community college, we don't need any examination scores. All we're gonna base it on is their performance at their 2-year institution, or whatever the institution currently is. We're also gonna ask for a personal essay, and if they have went to multiple schools, we'll just need the official copies of each of those transcripts, or just of their current university. Any questions on this?
Do you ask about any financial document, which like bank statement or something?
Ah,
Because
yep,
almost
that's coming
they
up.
don't mention that.
Yes.
That's coming up. Students, this is conditional admission into the ELS. Wendy, you might be able to better explain this versus myself, so if you want to kind of take your time there.
We have, the ELS Center has developed a very, very, very strong relationship with admissions and the Office of International Education. And at any international applicants, any international students who apply to the university, their applications actually get taken from admissions and are given to international education. So the Office of International Education actually vets the application. And the director and the assistant director and I have a really outstanding relationship. And right now, she turns around applications in about 48 hours. So her process is very efficient, very, very speedy. And I'm going to be honest, of the students who have applied for conditional admittance, I don't think one has been declined. So we have a very, and our Department of International Education is very eager and excited to welcome with open arms our international students. So the conditional letters of acceptance get submitted to me, and I can reach out to the student and say, hey, have you applied to ELS? And if you haven't, here's a great opportunity. Likewise, if a student applies to ELS but not to the university, I can forward that name on to our Office of International Education as well.
So, 2 things I want to clarify. First, I'll start with the SAT scores. The only reason any students would need to submit SAT scores is if they're graduating from a New York State or from a high school here in the States. So if all of your students are coming from an international high school where they're transferring in, they will not be required to provide SAT scores. So I want to make that clarification. When it comes to the financial documentation, I will actually have to find out more information for you. So if you could just give me like your business card, I can make sure we can get you information on any financial documentation students would need to provide.
It'll be like banking statements, that's really the general for visas.
And then for graduate programs, it's just easy to explain that each one is very unique. On our website though, we detail the requirements for each program. So the GPA criteria, what's needed in terms of an essay, scores, things of that nature. So any questions about the requirements? Freshman, transfer, the ELS program, graduate? Because next we'll just talk about cost and then student experience.
So I do have one question.
Sure.
The center profile you sent, you did put that yes for the credential evaluation
Yes.
for the transcript.
Yes.
The foreign transcript,
Uh-huh.
you put down that the credential evaluation is needed. Do you need the credential evaluation or not?
For grad or undergrad?
Undergrad.
You know what? I don't wanna lie to you, and I don't wanna give you that information. I will follow up on that.
Because
I'll follow
for
up.
our information and then our university guys side, because there's nothing about the credential evaluation, but so
Okay,
we need to double check.
I will follow up. I will do back some
Yeah.
on that, yes.
So let's just kind of cover the cost of attendance here. Or for any of you students looking to enroll into the college at Brockport as an undergraduate, tuition here at the college for a year is estimated at $14,820. When you include the fees of the room and board, which is $10,940, and then we kind of estimate the fees such as books and personal expenses, maybe like groceries, things of that nature. For a student staying here for an average of the year, it's around $31,115. Now, there are also the variety of scholarship opportunities that I'm going to showcase to you as well for students. For first-year students coming in, I apologize for the font size here, but there are renewable scholarship opportunities for students for international students. One of the premier ones is our honors program. Our honors program is typically for students enrolling in the top 10% of our incoming freshman class. They actually have smaller class sizes, so about like 10 students, and they have their own honors faculty. For students that are accepted into the college at Brockport, at that point in time, they can then apply to our honors program, and they're actually eligible for a scholarship that is $9,570, and that's renewable each year. Students also in our honors program receive an iPad, which they actually do interactive work in the classroom. And we also have a variety of other different scholarships opportunities. For any of you that have students that are interested in transferring to the college at Brockport, we also provide transfer scholarships. And these are actually based on a variety of criteria. So the two that we offer are the $2,000 scholarship. And this is kind of, this is really important for students so that when they apply, to apply in a timely fashion, because we do have a limited number of those. And then also our $4,000 scholarship. And they're all based on different criteria from GPA, majors, things of that nature. Any questions about the scholarships? And then once your students are here, after they've earned a GPA, they're even eligible for more scholarships based on the department that they're in and their major, things like community service. So there are a variety of different scholarship opportunities that the college provides. Here, we kind of want to talk a little bit.
Sure. So as a student, I've spent 4 years here at the College of Brockport. These 4 years have been great. I'm actually going to be really excited to leave. But my experience as a student has been wonderful. The activities that I've been able to take part in, especially that freshman year when I really didn't know a lot of people, I didn't know the area very well. The college really set it up very nicely so that I was out in the community. Every weekend there was something to do. We like to say that Thursday through Sunday there's always something for our students. We really don't want our freshman students sitting in their dorm building not knowing what to do. And the way it's set up, you will make friends instantly. There is so many welcoming, generous people. You will have a resident assistant living with you in your dorm wing. That person will be there to host events for you, show you the town, take you on mini field trips, that kind of a thing. I could probably go on about my college experience all day. That's how wonderful it's been. And I'm here with you guys thanks to having a couple jobs on campus. I'm the student director of tours. I know the tour is awesome. You don't have to pay me. I also work with undergraduate undergraduate admissions, and I'm a global ambassador with Justin, and I promote study abroad. So I've really done a variety of things here on campus. I've been a Spanish tutor as well. As I've talked about all the classes I've taken, I have taken in every moment of the College of Rockport that I can possibly do, and I love it. So I really hope that you can send your students here and they can experience the same thing that I've experienced, which has been a really wonderful 4 years. So if you have any questions, we're going to be hanging around. If you want to ask me anything about my college experience, I am happy to answer any questions for you, or maybe give you a couple of funny stories, something like that. So that's really all I have. I want you guys to relax. Do you have anything to add, Justin?
Final thing I'll say too, which is a benefit to your students, is we do have the learning communities,
Yes.
where as freshmen, if they have a major, they can also live in a learning community with students that share that same major or discipline. So for students interested in, say, like math and science, there's a math and science learning community. They actually go on field trips to like the planetarium, or we'll have a faculty member actually come into the residence hall and hold a discussion related to their topic of interest. Students that might be interested in nursing or pre-med, they have a health professional learning community where all those students live together, and they'll do different activities. They'll discuss things like health. They'll also talk about preparing for medical school. They organize study groups together. So it's a great way to kind of enhance their learning in their major, whether it be business or phys ed or education. But also it's a great way for them to build friendships. And as Jenny Rae said, the friendships that they're going to build here are going to be students that are going to be lifelong friends of theirs, essentially. So.
And for those of you who are interested in art, there's a living and learning community that is geared towards artists or people who are really creative. There's also one that's called the Green Living and Learning Community. So it's those students who are really ecologically friendly, really enjoy recycling. They do a lot of field trips like that. We also have one called the Global Living and Learning Community, where it's students who are really interested in other cultures, other ways of life. They go on a lot of field trips, check out new restaurants, that kind of a thing. They're really hands-on. So there's something for everyone here at the College of Rockport. Moral to the story.
Question.
Yes.
Freshmen, do they require to live in the dorm for the first year?
First 2 years, they were required to
2
live
years?
on campus. Yeah.
Okay. The second is the graduate student. Do you have a housing for the graduate students on campus?
For graduate students, they can live on campus, or they can live in our the townhomes, not the townhomes, they're college suites,
The college.
which are right here in Brockport. They also have a shuttle that brings students to campus, and they can live in those. And it's kind of like almost a hotel setting, but it's right here in Brockport. Or they can live locally here in the town in any of the apartment complexes or student.
But you don't really have the housing on campus then for the family? Because a lot of graduate students actually do come with a family.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, so that would be more of a thing where there's so much off-campus housing here at the College of Rockport, we probably have 7 or 8 complexes themselves within a mile. So there's really a lot of space. If you have a family, that would be ideal. Also, a lot of the houses that you guys drove past when we went on that shuttle this morning, those are for college students, so they'll rent out half the house. You might even be able to rent out an entire house. There are a lot of options available. There's you will never run out of room here at Rockport.
So do your office actually help international students because they come with their family and they don't know anybody?
That's a great question.
That is a great question. Let's see if I can pull up the slide here. So, for our students, when they come, our office, the Office of International Education, we also are International Student Services. So we provide them with a full comprehensive orientation. Where we talk about everything from the transition to the culture shock. We also advise the students on things like banking and cell phones. And so we're always a resource to them for questions and concerns that they may have. For some of the students, maybe they don't have a car. We provide students with sometimes a shuttle, but we'll also take them in our personal time over to Walmart. One of the students, she came in from Ireland, and she didn't have a car, but she was in the process of buying one. So one of my colleagues actually took her to go buy a car, helped her do research online to find a car to go purchase. So they are providing a lot of support and services just from the staff here.
As far as housing goes, which is an interesting thing, you can actually go online to brockport.edu. If you look up the Brockport Student Government, they have an entire booklet online of housing available for students. So the number is there, the renter is there, you can call them up, you can email them. If you're inquiring, it gives a detailed list about the house to rent or the apartment to rent. So that's available. And we can always help you decipher that, but that is even online. We can even print it off for you. There's those kind of options there.
Tata, the team that puts together the new student orientation for the international students, and that is the same team that vets the conditional letters of acceptance, and that is a team that I have worked with for years, so that's one and the same. In the ELS Center, we have a binder of resources, and one of the items in that binder is off-campus housing, to Jenny Rae's point, but also child care centers in the Brockport area for those students that may have spouses and little ones.
Very good.
Let me just show you a couple pictures of the students who are here currently. And their experience here. So that's them eating in the dining hall.
Is that us?
No.
Right.
This is the students on the ice rink that you all got to see. So as a part of orientation, they actually go ice skating. And they really enjoyed the experience there.
These are now current international students.
And this is one of the popular, when we were on Main Street, going over the bridge, this is actually one of the popular dining options called Jimmy Z's.
Oh, I've never been
Yes.
in Jimmy Z.
What?
I
Okay.
didn't know that's what it looked like.
One of our students, he actually left yesterday to go to New York City. Is that, you may have all heard about Hurricane Sandy, and that hit New York City. He's actually down there now volunteering and helping out with a cleanup effort. So we have a volunteer or department on campus, and they organize trips. And he's taking part in that.
That can be our volunteer work too.
Exactly.
There's more from ice skating.
This, the group of international students that just came in, this spring, this group, when I met with them and spoke with them and told them about the ELS program, and told them the countries that were going to come over for ELS, the countries that were being represented, they were very eager to partner with ELS students and really build some nice bridges and collaborate on activities together.
So that concludes our presentation. We are open for any questions, concerns you guys have.
It looks like you're very relaxed.
I don't know if you remember, but I mean, do you have numbers of in how many Japanese students are currently studying undergrad or Swedish?
I'll be honest.
You know,
Alita would have that information. Alita? Yeah, go for it.
I think right now, and this is broad overview and I'll get specifics, we only have about 50 international students on campus across the 4 years that students are typically here. And 50, that number is a little deceiving because it's very low and we're not particularly proud that it's that low. But of those 50, not most of them, but the largest percentage of them are from Canada. They play hockey.
Yes.
So they're just from about 2 hours north. So when you hear 50 students, let's maybe call it 30. It's mostly Canadians playing hockey. So we're working on it. Yeah. Just to put it in perspective and frame it correctly.
So it's definitely an area where diversity can build. Here at the College of Brockport, we welcome more students. We welcome students of different ethnicities and different backgrounds. So it's really a place that can be built, foundation. Does anyone have any other questions? We're just gonna sit down and relax with you guys like we do, casually. We can chat. Anything?
Thank you.
Are you guys exhausted?
I think they're revived.
Okay, the food, the sugar.
Maybe we can do it again, right?
Continue to
Go
eat.
back out
Oh,
to
we
the
should go.
campus.
Definitely gonna treat ourselves.
Let's do it again.
Thought that we have 15 minutes.
Yes.
So